my God, I love it. I love everything about it. I love everything about it.
Everything about it.
Okay.
Love it. Lightworkers Unite is a podcast and social show hosted by intuitive women, lightworkers, and most importantly, friends, Mayume and Manjeet. Welcome to our podcast, Lightworkers Unite, where we believe there is a lightworker within all of us.
Whether you are a medium, an educator, or a nuclear medicine technologist, there is a lightworker within you, and we have work to do.
This is a safe and sacred place where lightworkers connect, grow, and learn.
And share our light with the world.
So, yeah, here we are. Thanksgiving is coming up. Thanksgiving. Are you going to eat turkey? Do you guys do turkey? No.
Yeah, we do.
Oh.
No, we do turkey. Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we like it. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, we're gonna. I don't. I don't know if anyone heard, but I love it. Yeah. I'm not sure. I think we're gonna probably have just a little Thanksgiving dinner here because Grandpa Tim's living with us now, so we'll probably just do something kind of quaint and small and lovely and
a little Janice apple pie. Will you do it again for Thanksgiving?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I know. She will come and channel my apple pie skills because that is something I've never made before, and she did teach me how to do that. So it's her special recipe, and you'll hear a little bit more about the serendipitous events in our last episode if you didn't catch that one.
Yes, exactly.
But yes. How about you guys? You going to do roast beef and rice?
Right. Roast beef. No, we are a turkey family. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My mom used to always do a little fried rice on the side, but not anymore. So, and she's not cooking anymore. So which kind of leads me into this episode is what we're deciding to talk about, being an empath. And I have so many sitters, clients, or whatever, people that get readings with me and soul sessions that talk about how they're feeling depleted and they're fatigued and they don't know why. And then, come to find out what they do in their work, they're around a lot of people who are really sucking the energy out of them.
Yes,
and I know we've talked about it before, but I just thought maybe a little touch on being an empath and how to protect your energy, what to do. And I just thought it would be really interesting because it's happening so much in my life right now with my mom.
Tell us about that.
Well, she's been living with us. It'll be 3 years this Thanksgiving, actually.
Holy cow. Wow.
But in these last 3 years, what happened with her moving in is it slowed her way down. She didn't have to drive as much as she used to. So she really can't drive. She's having depletion in her muscles and her energy and her mind. So dementia's been really sinking in. Yesterday, John was talking to her and she told him that she went and had pho at the restaurant down the street. When I know for a fact that she did not do that, I gave her lunch and she was, with me downstairs. But when John saw her, he was confused, like, "Oh, you did? Well, who did you go with?" I went by myself. And he's like, "Wait, did you drive?" And she goes, "No, I walk. It's not too far, it's very close." And he's like, "We know for damn sure she did not walk to the restaurant." That did not happen, but she believed this. It was really a profound realization of awareness that, wow, now it's entered a different level of confusion. Other than remembering and repeating the same stories, now it's pure like stories that she's telling herself that she believes is real. So it's scary.
Wow. My
whole part is when I sit with her, which is a lot. I try to, in between readings and work and soccer games and life, I am with her a lot and I take care of her and make sure that she eats and all this stuff. And I find, Manjeet, that I take on her energy. Like I'll fall asleep if I sit there for 10 minutes. It's insane. And I catch myself. I'm like, why am I so fucking tired? It's her energy just goes, it pulls me down. It feels dense. And me, someone who's always saying, got to protect yourself. I forget every single time because it's in my house. She's out, I'm going to go sit with my mom. I'm going to have lunch with her. And next thing I know, I am taking on all kinds of energy. I feel depleted, fatigued. I get sleepy. I feel like I don't want to do anything. All my motivation is like done. And it'd be smack in the middle of the day. And I could have just, been working in a circle and I'm all high vibe. And I go sit with her and it goes, vroom.
Yeah. Well, and I remember we we were scheduled to podcast. And
yes,
that's kind of when we started first identifying, right? Like, oh my gosh, you're in her vortex. Like you're getting trapped into her time dimension because we had scheduled a podcast, and Mayume has never done this before, but she was a complete no-show.
Yeah. Complete no-show.
It was hilarious. I was texting and I was like, okay, I wonder what's going on. But it was a holiday. So I thought maybe we just got our wires crossed. It was like no big deal at all. But I got this frantic text from you like an hour and a half later, like, oh my gosh, man.
It was 30 minutes. 30 minutes later.
Was it 30 minutes later?
It was 30 minutes later.
Oh, yeah. Wow. It felt like a lot longer.
I'm sure it did.
I didn't get to it till later, but
that's what it was. You didn't respond to me until, it was 30 minutes after. And I was like, oh my God. And because you had fallen asleep, because you were like, I just went back to bed because it was the morning after Labor Day weekend or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like, wow, that is really, and it's not something that you normally have to do, is protect yourself from her. Right. Like, but so that's why I think that is where I think empaths, this is a great like learning opportunity for us, is sometimes we don't understand or realize that we have to start creating this protection around people that we never did before. And it's not a bad thing. It's just, it's something new. Right?
Yeah. It's something new. Exactly. It's really scary because I was sucked in, and it wasn't like I was kind of sleeping fatigued with her, but time stood still. So I was very aware that, like, and then all of a sudden I had no mindset of it at all. It left my sensory, and then it was kind of like, coming out of it, like, oh, I wonder what time is it? Oh my God. Holy shit. I can't believe this. And I felt so bad, so horrible bad. And that happened to one client where, again, so I don't sit with her anymore like that in between readings, because it sucks me in, this vortex. It happened to one client, and I felt horrible because I really pride myself on being on time with all of my readings and all my circles. And so I was like devastated that I did this for myself. I was really myself up. Gosh. So the energy of me being extra super sensitive too, right? We're empaths. And so I am always kind of tapping into other people's energy. But my mom's energy is so dense and so strong is the word. It's so strong. So it like pulls like a magnet, and sometimes it's at the opposite, where I just don't want to sit with her anymore. I just can't. I just don't want to. Anyway,
I feel like too, there's like, it's not just like, what I'm really picking up with that too, it's not just like that, you're a really powerful empath, and I feel like it's ancestral too. I mean, you share DNA, right? And so I think there's like this ancestral energy that's also weighing in, that can also create the density that, we maybe wouldn't necessarily feel in this to this magnitude if it were just, like a client, right? You have this shared DNA that it feels very ancestral, right? It feels like there's a lot of things happening at the same time in this vortex. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I would agree. And she's completely gone. We already talked about this in the other episode, but all the shows that she's choosing to watch are all these Vietnamese small villages. She's going back to her culture, her childhood, and she's just kind of locked in. And a lot of it is the same stuff over and over again. Poor John Corelli. I mean, he's trying to work out of the house. Sometimes he's like texting me, your mom's watching this shit again. And he's like, I can play this music in my head over and over again, whether it's, talent shows from Vietnam or tragedies
Love
and
it.
hurricanes and tsunamis. And I mean, once
Oh,
I walked down and
wow.
there's a snake eating a goat, like, what the fuck? So she is really in this weird, weird mindset. I'm like,
Mm.
Mom, I'm like, I
Yeah,
can't walk
regression.
on. Yes, it
Yeah,
is. She's
it's a
going
regression
backwards.
for sure.
And so
Hmm.
that worries me too with this knowledge. I can
No.
feel it. I can feel it happening. I'm witnessing it
No.
before my eyes, her disappearing. So the empath in
Oh, my
us,
friend.
and oh, it's okay.
Mm.
It's up and down. I have good days, bad days. But I need to remember to do this. And this goes for all of you out there, light workers that are working with taking care of someone. And honestly, even if it's your children and your husband, we
Yeah,
still have to kind of maintain our energy space. And
absolutely.
I like to picture mine with my arms outstretched and like I'm in this beautiful
Mm.
bubble. Most of the time it's pink, but sometimes I have to do white where I just need it to protect me, and it's like a plexiglass, and so things will just kind
Yeah,
of bounce off of it. I can
yeah.
feel protected, or not protected, but just, what's the word I'm looking for? Just
Um,
not even safe, like the boundaries up,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know, like,
boundaried. If you feel, I know there's a lot of people have a lot of aversion to protection, boundary. Some people
yeah.
feel like they don't like these words, right?
I don't. I
And
always say
so,
it's a fear-based word, protect myself
yeah,
from what, yes.
yeah, yeah. And so I think that's a really important distinction
Mhm.
is to just find the word that really resonates with you. Like for me, I don't have that aversion to the word protection myself. I see it as a very empowered word, so I don't feel like, for me, it's like I'm protected, like by spirit and by me.
Mhm.
And I am in my sovereignty. I'm in my power. I'm protected. I'm good.
Mhm.
So, but boundaries as well is another triggered word. Like a lot of people don't want to
Mhm.
create a boundary because it feels like you're discluding people from your
Or blocking
energy,
people out.
right? You
Mhm.
blocking, right? And so I think that's a really important piece is for an empath is finding the wording that really resonates with you so that you can embrace it and
Mhm.
really make it your own. And the essence of it is essentially saying, I will not allow energy to deplete me from the outside in. I
Mhm.
refuse that. Right.
Mhm.
So I have a client of mine that uses the word guarded. I'm guarding. I'm because she's really into guardian angels, right? So she's guarded, right? That's a
Yeah.
word that really resonates with her, and I
Mhm.
love that.
Mhm.
Another word, another client of mine uses, because obviously a lot of our people are empaths,
Yes.
is I am, oh gosh, shielded. That was the word. Yeah,
Mhm.
shielded. My shields are up. Shields are
Yep.
up. And that feels a lot more like Wonder Woman. Shields up.
Yeah.
So
Power.
that it's, yes, yeah. And so finding whatever that verbiage is, right, that you can just really own. Otherwise, it feels
Yeah.
like, ugh, I don't want to
It's
be
true.
boundaried or protected, or I'm not creating a boundary against you. And because when we don't have that wording, it loses its vibration, it loses its power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. I love that. And just being able to say, I'm in my power. I'm empowered. That's another great one to say, I'm empowered. This is
Mhm.
this is this is I see you and I can send you love and light, but I will not accept negative energy, fear, and doubt from this other, from the people around me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. But and my word has always been maintain. Because it feels to me like
Mm.
I'm a powerful strength. Like, nope, I maintain this space right here. This is my space.
Mm.
I'm maintaining
Love
it.
it.
You can't, just maintaining the boundary. Um, I,
I love
I
it.
really do feel like I wanted to tell people, because I've had some people say, "Oh, I'm just a terrible visualizer. I have a really hard time visualizing a pink bubble or whatever, a wall or a boundary. Like, how then, therefore, I feel like it's not happening." And I want to say it's all about intention. You teach this too. It's
Yes.
all about your intention. You don't have to visualize it perfectly, and using your
Yeah.
words and call upon, whoever you need to, or just say, I am right now maintaining my space. I'm protected. I'm shielded. I'm guarded, whatever it is. And nothing can come into my space right now. And that's your intention, period. And it's not like, oh, I forgot to zip up this one area. Oh no. And something's going to leak in. It is like, nope, it's up. It's up. And so I would love to have a way or means of kind of testing it, everyone. Like the next time I go downstairs and hang out with my mom, I'm going to put my pink bubble of light up. I want love to come in and out. Anything that serves me can come in and out, but everything else that doesn't serve me is going to bounce right off of it. So I'd love to see if I could. I'm going to start practicing this, because this is something I wanted to talk to you about. Was, oh my God, I am so in the moment, rushed. I sit down and then, and like you said, I'm sucked in. I'm sucked into that vortex. So if I come down, I'm going to first try pink. I'm going to see how pink feels. I'm going to sit in it with the intention. I'm going to still talk, but I'm going to know that it's up, and I'm going to see what happens, because maybe I need white, or maybe I need a different, maybe I need a shield. I'm not quite sure. Whatever it is, I'm going to see and test it. And I'm going to kind of want to take notes and say, okay, on this day at this time, I sat with my mom inside my pink bubble of light. And on this day I did white. And on this day I did a shield, or what have you, and just see what transpires. How do I feel? What happens to my energy? Maybe nothing.
I love it.
Yeah. To have actual tangible knowledge and information, the experience. I know,
and you can even journal about it,
Well, that's what I said.
You could even
write it down.
Oh yeah. I love that, because then it's actually like you're really creating like a scientific experiment then, right? It becomes a case to prove.
That's exactly
I think this
what
is
I said.
Great for like our listener out there to maybe number one is identifying who you lose time and space with. Who is that person in your life that you can identify? Because I think that's number one, is identify, wow, I really do lose my energy when I'm around this person. And it can be somebody you really deeply love. And it's not a bad thing, but if it's not serving you, this is what this conversation's about, right?
Yeah.
So
how do you,
I think number one is acknowledging, like, who are those people that you may have unintentionally or unknowingly are falling into their empathic vortex. Way,
that might be the name of this episode. It'd be like
empathic vortex. I know. Well, I'm totally resonating with you, because I have this with my daughter, with Mira. If she is off in any way, and it's so weird, I feel really bad saying it, but it's not the same with Mina. I obviously feel a lot of, we share a lot of energy, but Mira is, for whatever reason, I don't know, we're both little Cancer signs, and we're very similar in a lot of ways. And we obviously share DNA. But whenever she's off in any way, I feel it hard. I really feel it. And I remember I came home from work one time and I was like, oh, Mira has a fever. And, William was like, what? No, she's fine. And sure as shit, I hadn't even seen her yet. I was just like, I feel like Mira has a fever,
Oh, interesting.
And sure as shit, she had a fever, and it was just like, we've always had that connection. And this last week, she's been a little bit ill. She has a job working with little kids right now, as a teacher, right? As an assistant teacher. And of course, so she's getting all of these kids' germs, right?
Does she have her bubble up?
Tell her well, that's exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure she listens to those episodes. But it was so amazing because, I've been picking up on all of her energy that has been really, it's draining. And so when you mentioned your mom, I was like, oh, holy shit, this is exactly. I didn't quite put my finger on it. That this might be somebody that I am so intertwined with and lovingly intertwined with. Not that I don't ever want it to go away. Of course not.
Exactly.
But I don't want to feel her ailments. Like that doesn't serve us, right? As empaths, it's just really destructive.
It is. I'm scared to death that I'm going to be forgetful. Like all of a sudden I'm like, oh my, You know what is happening. And
Yeah.
remember, I have to tell you something when you were talking about Mira too. I don't want to forget. I am starting to, my mom has, I don't know, like literally, I'm not lying, 4 or 5 cups of coffee laying around, like near
Yeah.
her. And then at the sink and in her bedroom, at the side table on the way to the bathroom, they're like everywhere. And then she'll collect them and she'll have them all there, and they're all probably a quarter full. And I'll go there and just laugh. I'm like, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, Mom, you have 5 cups of coffee here. Which one would you like? And she goes, I do. And she looks and we just laugh. I have to make her laugh every damn day. It's just like, whatever.
I
I go,
love
Mom,
it.
I go, well, you are really thirsty today. Look at all these here. I go, I found one over here. I found one over here. And I
You're
laughed
just
at her
the
and I said,
best.
you are so
Oh,
crazy. And she goes, oh my gosh. Oh, she laughed so hard. So then we'll condense. Well, I came up here right before us podcasting. And what did Mayume Corelli do? I had 2 cups of coffee from this morning sitting up here,
my
and then one on
gosh.
my vanity in my bathroom. I was like, holy fucking, what the hell is happening to me? Oh my God, it's happening. I'm in the vortex and now I'm doing this. I was like,
Oh
I
my
can't let John
gosh.
see these. He cannot, if he sees this, what the F? So
Like
anyway,
mother, like daughter. Oh God.
yes, yes, it's rubbing off on me. All kinds of things
Oh
are
my
like
gosh.
all of the density of her, of the forgetfulness, the fatigue, not picking up. I'm starting to feel it.
Mm,
I'm starting to take it on. And then all of a sudden my
wow.
workspace gets messy. I have 2 cups, 3 cups of coffee laying around. I'm like, oh my God, I'm my
Yeah,
mother.
no. Yes, you're your mother. I
Oh
know.
my gosh. So while you were
That's
talking with
hilarious.
Mira, and I'm wondering
That's
too if this is the
hilarious.
same thing for me and my mom, I saw this cord, and that was actually at the base of your spine, both of you, that
Mm,
was attached, like it was coming out of yours and into her, like both, just kind of back and
mm,
forth at the base. And I thought that's interesting. So root chakra, right? And then
yes.
I was like, that's what I saw. And I saw like the energy inside of it, like just
Oh
funneling
yeah.
back and forth, right?
Yeah. It's like an
So
umbilical cord, right?
I
Like
was
it's
going to
like an
say
umbilical.
it
Yeah.
is. And I asked, is this an umbilical cord? Is it in the wrong spot? I'm all having this conversation with my guides in my head. Like, shouldn't that be coming out of maybe like the belly button or something? And they said, no, root chakra.
No, it's
Yeah.
root. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Crazy.
believe it. Yeah, I feel that for sure. And I wonder if your mom, like, it's the same with you and your mom,
It is.
you
Exactly.
know, and it's just really interesting because we didn't know exactly what we're going to talk about in this podcast, but
I just knew we
the
need to talk about
seren
being empathic, but that was
yeah,
it.
this
Right.
serendipity of this is really interesting. It's mothers and daughters, and
Yes.
it's about the connection, right, that we share. That is, it can be very beautiful and very powerful, but also it can be a little bit draining and a little bit like,
Oh,
so
yes.
how do you recommend like um mitigating that drainage? I mean, if there's actually like a cord there,
Well,
like
that's
we're
what I
talking about.
saw was the cord. And I thought, ooh, that's not good.
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
Yeah.
I was like, there's so many
Oh, I thought
wonderful
it was
things about it.
good. I felt
Well,
it was really good. Interesting.
I feel like, well, it is if both people are thriving and in alignment with who they are. If one
Hmm.
is not and one is depleted, and in the case of my mom, who's kind of headed in a different path, right? She's kind of headed
Mm.
down. She's more like on the exit, right? And I feel like I'm still on the freeway. So if she's,
Yeah.
wanting to exit and we're tied together, it can pull me.
Ah, yes.
So
Yes.
that's why I was kind of like asking Archangel Michael, like, who showed up here earlier. I could feel him, his heat. And I thought, can I cut this? And I got to know, just so you know,
Mm.
I got to know because it's going to serve for whatever lesson. We are connected that way. So I think I just
Interesting.
have to, I know, um,
Yeah.
I just have to,
I
I feel like I can clear it, right? And I
yeah.
can clear her auric field, clear mine, so that the energy is lighter. I want her to have joy and happiness. And I mean, I can make her laugh and Her teeth are all falling out, man. She's so cute, but I can at least make her laugh so hard. And I figure, okay, that's it. Cause she has no desire to go or do anything except go to pho and the casino. And I can't do that every day. Sorry. I can't do that. But I can clear this. They show me it's like this little plastic tube, this cord, where it can get dark and brown and full of gunk and toxicity. And I can clear it. And they showed me that it can be white.
Oh, so, I love that. Yeah.
So let's do that. Let's do that. Set the intention.
Okay, let's do that. Yeah. Like right now.
Isn't that weird? But isn't that weird?
No, I think that's interesting. Yeah. No, and I believe it. I totally agree. I think that it does feel good, but it also, having awareness of it, that it can go rogue, like that connection. And I can feel it when it happens. Like I could feel it this weekend. And I can feel her, like when she's upset or doing something, she gets really like this anxiety or this anxious energy that's not normal. And as soon as I feel it, I just shut it down. And I'm like, okay, Mira, like take a deep breath. You're okay. You're going to be okay. Like, and it's like, that's my way of like saying, okay, no, let's clear this. Like breathe into this area, because you're trying to like take off in this other direction in fear mode. That's not where you need, like, it's like, I need to anchor her. Yes. So I think that's why it's interesting. It's in the root chakra, because
that's right.
But she is also very much my anchor in the world. Like she is very practical and very anchoring in a lot of ways. So it's funny because there are times when I'm like, because when I remember being pregnant with her, oh my God, I was like meditating all the time. I just painted all the time. I was like, listen, my voice is slower. I was so zen. I was so calm. And she's like that for me in my life. So it's like these weird times when she gets off. It's like, I get to be her anchor. And then, but most of the time she's kind of, it's very interesting that you picked up on that. The root chakra.
Yeah. The root, like it looks like an umbilical cord, like this clear, and I can see exactly what's inside. So maybe just in my meditation, I should just check in and be like, okay, how's our root cord looking, Mom? And take a look at it and then clear it. And I haven't cleared her since she's been here. Like I'll do her room. I haven't done her. I'm going to do this. Because I just feel like, so we empaths are feeling and all these connections. And so I'm hoping that this helps our listeners to understand, how spirit's involved. Notice in your meditations, what comes up for you when you're saying, gosh, when I'm around this person, this is how I'm feeling. And then what you can do about it. Yeah. Some people lose friendships because of that. They're like, I can't hang out with them. They're too toxic and negative and I can't do it. And that may be the case where it's time to move on, but maybe wouldn't it be nice if you could understand what's happening and how you could protect, maintain, shield, guard your space. And so that you can still be with that person without having it bring you down.
Yeah. I love that. And I keep hearing like the 4 agreements too, like that keeps coming forward too, that, this isn't about, you taking things personally either. Because when our defenses are down as an empath, right, when our defenses are low, we kind of abandon those 4 agreements, right? The Don Miguel Ruiz 4 agreements, where number 1, we do take things more personally than maybe we should. Right. And then maybe number did I say number 1? I don't even know what I said. Number 1, take things personally. And number 2, when as empaths, we're depleted, we make a lot more assumptions than maybe we should.
Yes.
About these people in our lives that might be draining us and not, So I think that those 2 things were really sticking out as far as being an empath, maybe reminding ourselves, where am I taking things personally? Are my defenses low? Because they're living their life. Yeah. Right. They're living their life. And maybe this isn't about me. I can maintain my power. I can maintain myself and my power and not let it deplete me by invoking those, those two powerful agreements just on its own. Yeah.
Yes. I love it. I agree.
Yeah.
It is scary because, with our husbands, I always think, I can tell right away when Johnny's upset, stressed, anger, frustrated. I can feel it.
Sure.
I can feel it when he pulls in the freaking garage. I'm like, oh, great.
Absolutely.
And I know, and because of that, I feel it, and I'm not actually protecting myself. Then I'm worried that I actually then send it back. Like I'm already annoyed and agitated. So I want to be careful of that, where I can feel it and I react of that, where he'd be like, what's wrong with you? I haven't said anything and you're already pissed off at me. And I'd be like, and in my head, I'm saying, oh, dude, I can feel all of you and I don't want it. So I'm like, and I need to be
already
careful.
reacting.
I'm already reacting.
Right. Yeah. No, and I think that's a really, really powerful thing we empaths do. We are constantly, and maybe making a bit of an assumption as well. Like maybe that was an opportunity for him to vent and clear. So you could just hold space for him to clear that energy out of himself, and then you'd be fine. Right. Like, but the people that are closest to us, we kind of jump the gun sometimes.
Yeah.
I find for me with the empath, being an empath, a strong empath, and generally, I'm pretty sunny, a pretty optimistic kind of person.
Yeah.
I've had multiple people in my family tell me this many times. When I'm not in a good mood, then they're not in a good mood. And I'm like, that's really kind of shitty for me, because that means I can't be in my own process, right? I'm not allowed to do that then, because then I'm shifting everyone else's energy. So a big part of my family dynamics is really empowering each person in my family to own their own power and not let me, or other people's energy sway them, get them off their own power.
Exactly.
Because I'm like, that's a lot for me, guys. Well, I don't want to be responsible for everyone's good mood every fucking day.
Oh my God. No, I hate that too. Yeah. No, I can't. No,
okay. Anybody else relate? Please comment.
Yes.
Please let me know we're not alone.
I love it. So I'm going to do something fun with my mom. I just thought I'd share here. So be on the lookout. I don't know if you heard this, but on the Today Show, there was this guy who posted 50 days of photos of him playing dead. And it made news, where he was like, and he's this big guy, and they're all random, and it's funny. It's actually kind of funny, but he's just taking his pictures of him like he's like a dead body. And his intention or his hope was that, I don't know, thought maybe it was kind of funny, but he did it different places for, I think it was 50 days. And people started to check in on this, right? And his hope was like, I don't know, maybe somebody wants it in their movie or their TV. And sure as shit, that's what happened. I think he lived in Illinois, and someone in LA got a hold or saw this and flew him in and put him in their movie to play dead. And I was laughing so hard at this. I was like, are you serious? This is hysterical. And I'm watching with my mom. I said, Mom, I think we should start it. I think I'm going to take pictures of you in random places and you play dead. And we were laughing so hard. And I said, let's start with the first one. She goes, what? You're so silly. I'm not going to do that. And I said, yes, we're going to. And she goes, well, what if someone's going to think it's real, And I said, no, we'll say this is not real. This is just for fun, just like he did. I have to show you this picture, and we're going to have to post it on Instagram, because I was dying laughing so hard, because she was such a champ. I said, here, Mom, let's just do one right now. It'll be just pretend. And she was laughing so hard. We were laughing, both of us. I said, all you have to do is close your eyes and just pretend you're dead. And she's, no. Here you go. You ready? Oh, I got my screen on so you can't see it. I'm going to do this. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. Yes.
Oh my gosh. So, look at this. Can you see that?
I can't. No, you're on your save screen right now.
Oh, I hit none. Oh, yes. I'm so sorry. Sorry, everyone.
Yes. Oh my gosh. This is so morbid. Mayume.
Oh,
it's
gosh.
So morbid.
I think it's hysterical. I don't think it's morbid at all. We were laughing so hard. And then I said, so Mom, we'll just go ahead. I go, I'll put you out in the backyard on the grass. And I was totally joking. She laughed so hard. This is the thing that I find so interesting. Not my real mom. My mom before would have been so agitated by me, like, don't be silly. That's so dumb. Don't you do that? That, you know, blah, blah, blah. She would have been all angry. This mom laughs hysterically, thinks it's so funny. And I kind of love it too. So I'm like, oh, hi.
What a beautiful gift. Oh,
so, I mean, obviously we're not going to do it, but I kind of, I think it's hysterical.
I mean,
what if someone wants to hire you, Mom? You know, dead Asian lady. I don't know.
Oh God. Holy cow. I get on that note.
On that note. I'm sorry.
I just think you're hilarious. And I love that you're fine. I love how you said this small. Like, you know, it's almost like, you know, you're finding this beautiful, this newness, you know, this new way of finding beauty in something that is really traditionally, you know, has been very sad for you. And so I just really wanted to acknowledge that, for like how beautiful of a lesson that is for me to hear, that even during this darkness, during this really difficult time in your life, Mayume, you are finding beauty and laughter and a rebirth of her that you're really enjoying. And I just love you so much for that.
Thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you. I know. On that note, sorry that it
on that
comes
note,
across as morbid. I'm not trying to be morbid. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, I love it. And most importantly, she did too, right? So it's amazing. Yeah, it's just so all of it. So win-win.
We'll see how many we get. Well, I'll have her do it again. I might have to do it for the holidays or something, just something goofy with a Santa hat on or something. I'm going to see if I can get her to lay down on the ground. I'm just so excited.
You guys have to see your face explaining this. It's like the most hilarious thing I've ever seen.
Oh my God. So funny. All right. Well, thanks for everyone for listening. We hope
Happy Thanksgiving.
More. That's everyone. Right. Happy Thanksgiving. We're so grateful for all of our listeners. Yeah. Grateful for you and everyone. So enjoy, eat turkey, eat good, be safe, be kind, and be well.
Namaste.
Love you.
Bye. Love you. Bye.